So, welcome. My name is Minnie. I have Sweet Shack Homestead, and today we are going to do a garden tour for the month of May. Yeah, for the month of May. Say hello, church. Hello. Okay, so we have a ton of things growing in the garden right now, so let's get to it. This mullein is every bit of like 6 or 7, I'm not even going to say 7, about 6 feet tall. It's tall. Over here we have sunflowers growing. Right here, this area really needs to be fixed. The soil, all of that. Don't mind Church. He's weird. So anyway, I planted some sunflower seeds here. I'm trying to help fix the soil and build it up to make healthy soil. But these sunflowers, y'all, they are defying all odds. I mean, pencil thin sunflowers, little bitty sunflowers. The same goes for this garlic. I'm just gonna have to pull the garlic. It's ready to come up. It's pencil thin. I have fertilized with fish fertilizer, all that stuff, and it's not growing. I needed somewhere to throw my tomato plants because I had extra, and yeah, I just made a makeshift garden bed right here, so that's what we have here. Different kinds of tomatoes. This is my tomato patch right here. They're all doing really good. Yes, I know I need to stake them up. Right now they're just doing okay. So anyway, planted some cosmos beside them. This is a volunteer sunflower, and notice how thick the stem is compared to those back there. But the tomatoes, the tags, you can't read the tags. I did not use the UV light thing, or not the UV light, but the UV pen to write on the tags. So of course that's just, it's no longer visible. But I think these are green zebras. I'm not sure what these are. I mean, we all know they're tomatoes, but I do know those are Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes right here. And I believe these are, look at that spider web. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I believe these are, they might be Romas, but I think those over there are San Marzano tomatoes. This is Radicchio. It never did anything. Where we're at in Florida, it got too hot, so I'm gonna plant some more sooner than what I did this past year. Over here, this is an okra bed. I've got to come in and mulch all of this and just kind of straighten everything up. In between that, I was trying to keep it open so that I could, you know, deal with the tomatoes and then deal with okra. So I've got to come in here and clean all of that up. And then we're gonna pan it to here. This is the tomatillo patch with beautiful cosmos flowers around it. I wish you guys could see this in person. It's just beautiful to me. But the tomatillo plants are loaded this year. I mean, loaded. But it is just so beautiful back here. I love it. This is just kind of an odd patch. I had some corn seeds, so I was just like, hey, let's just throw it here. And I put some lima beans in here to help with the nitrogen and things like that. And I already had some onions in here. Some are ready, some are not, so I'll pull the ones that are ready out of here. I've already done my onion harvest, and these were just some leftover that just, they weren't ready yet. It's odd when you start to grow a garden and you see the different, like, literally growing environments that you have in each part of your yard. Now, this looks like a jungle. I can't help it right now. Life has been super busy, beach trip, all that stuff. Like, we just kind of grows overnight, but not really. So I do try to get out here and just try to clean up everything. But this is our strawberry patch. I'm actually going to dig those strawberries up and move them somewhere else. And I believe this is my bee balm finally coming up. So again, this is strawberries and leeks. The leeks, hopefully they'll grow. I don't know, it's Florida, it's hot. But my husband made this little makeshift trellis for me because I had some cucumbers here. And there's one. I've got some more down here that are growing, but these are my pickling cucumbers. Yeah, see, there's a baby. And it goes around, and more volunteer sunflowers. And again, notice how thick the stems are on those things. This one is ready to be picked, and I've got a couple more that's ready to be picked as well. I just gotta find them. But yeah, here we go. Yeah, ready. And y'all, this is the first time I've been able to grow cucumbers here. It really is. Last year I grew some and I got like 2. I've gotten a few off of here, 1 off of here. These are slicing cucumbers. They're all heirloom varieties, and I think this one's ready. I thought it was going to be longer than that, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick it. But I've got more. I've got more growing, y'all. This is exciting. This thing, this is a sunflower, and it got bent, like it fell over, and look, it just keeps going straight up. It's the craziest thing. And then this one is going to be like a multi-head. Oh, that's going to be pretty. This is my herb bed. I really got to get in here and weed it and clean it up and mulch it again, but I had arugula here. I went ahead and pulled it because it's going to seed, and I'm going to save the seed. But I had to go buy some thyme, which is not looking too hot. That is sweet mint, and yes, that's a fish tank. Husband's idea. Lemon balm. I've got peppers in here. Those are Egyptian walking onions, and leeks right there. That's amaranth, I think. And then over here I've got some marjoram, and I do have some parsley here, and over there I have sage and chamomile and basil. Now, I'm sure y'all seen this last year. I had loofahs growing on my fence line here, along with what are those, marigolds? They self-seeded, but my loofahs, I planted them here again, and you can see them now. They're starting to trellis up the fence just like I had them last year, and they're going all the way down. See, there's that one, kind of getting smothered out by these thick marigolds patches. This is the squash patch. Now, I've been in here cleaning all of that up too, but I've got squash and zucchini growing, and I also replanted some seeds because I have already lost 2 plants now to vine borers. But I get out here, look at this. Ugh. Squash bug eggs, and I kill them, or I try to get out here and manage that as best as I can. But all the little busy bees hard at work pollinating our vegetables. These are heirloom variety vegetables, and plenty of them growing. This is like a white zucchini right there. Oh man, y'all. Oh, and more cosmos around, because I was trying to attract, you know, the pollinators and such. So yeah, this is my first year here being able to grow successfully a crop of squash and zucchini. Now, along the fence line here, you can see there's beans. These are Mayflower beans, so they're supposed to be a dried bean. So I'm just letting them grow and letting them, you know, get their size or whatever so that they can dry out on the vine. They say it takes a while for that to happen, so that's what I'm doing. I don't know that I'm going to have like a big crop to eat, but I will have seeds to save, and I'm going to plant a lot more of these this next year so that we can have a decent crop of those. This is my bean patch here, which I've got to come out here and pick some beans today. Can't let them get that big, but I planted these where my tomatoes are over there, and I did that for like 2 years now, and then I decided, you know what, maybe I should just plant them somewhere else because they're not growing where I had them planted originally. And then this happened. I have picked so many quarts now of beans. And we've just been eating them fresh, like freshly cooked beans, instead of canning them, because I just didn't have enough, really, I don't think, to can at this point. So we're just picking and eating, and that's okay, because I really do love to eat with the seasons. Now look over here. Oh, those are purple flowers. Cool. Purple bean flowers. So pretty, so pretty. But I have the pole beans here. These should be my yard long beans here along this area. And notice again, we have volunteer sunflowers, and how they're so strong. So I want to save some seeds from these, because these just came up here just like the ones in my cucumber patch. I planted cucuzi here. I'm gonna come through and kind of give them a dose of some fish fertilizer and some chicken poo tea to give them a dose of some nutrients. I planted tomatoes here just to see what would happen. That's a cayenne pepper. It's just kind of odd right there. This is one of my pepper patches. That's just what I'm gonna call it. I've got to come through and clean this area up right there, and then on the other side of those pepper plants there, clean all that up. And I want to get all of that. That's just trash right there in the garden. But these got stunted, and I've been dosing them with, I've got rabbit poo. Next I'm gonna get some chicken poo, and I'm gonna make a tea, let it sit overnight, and then come out here and just kind of dress these up a little bit. But they're growing a little bit slower, but they did recover. So we're just gonna, like I said, give them a boost of some nutrients here. Don't ask what that is going on right there. I've got to come through and fill in with some compost and stuff, because I've got more peppers growing along the outside of that too. Over here we have some chicory, some kind of squash plant that's not doing too hot, and that's okay. Sweet dumpling squash. And right here I've got to clean all this up, but this is Roselle. My dog that passed away, I buried her here in the garden because she was always in the garden with me, so that's why I planted that Roselle right there. I was coming over here this morning to clean this up. I've already pulled grass and stuff through here. I just kind of made like a little makeshift bed, you know, for some winter squash. And I'm trying not to visit too much. That looks like a butternut. But I got all these little busy bees out here, so I'm just trying to let them do their work. And then I've got some passion flower coming up. Let's see. Yep, right there. That is native passion flower. So I want to get a trellis and put that up here. And then right in between, see, I have a walkway. I put in another pepper bed. That's echinacea or purple coneflower. More peppers. This is cilantro that's bolted. I just kind of left it here. It does help with pest control. Purple basil. And I planted the cilantro on the outside of these pepper plants. Oh look, don't ever let your basil bolt. See, it's just been so crazy here. We're gonna keep that. But come out here and pick your basil, just like so. And it makes it bushier, helps it grow better. I do believe this is a basil plant as well. So we're gonna just pick the top of that too. But peppers out the wazoo everywhere. And you'll see, I mean, you already have. But this is a pepper plant, and then more cilantro. Look, I just really think the flowers are pretty. Another pepper bed, of course. Over here, this is just kind of an odd bed. I've got to pull this. The bugs are getting to it now, but that is Swiss chard. More peppers and leeks. They're small, but I may just go ahead and pull them too. And then some wild petunias. And then there's another pepper bed with more basil growing beside it. I just threw some basil everywhere, y'all. This is where the hose is, spigot, whatever you want to call it. But I planted oregano here, 2 different types. And I just kind of let it do its thing there. And I meant to show y'all in the corn bed and stuff. There's purple basil too. I'll have to get back here and clean up but this is my flower bed back here, my flower patch, whatever. I have Tabasco peppers growing on each side. I've got dahlias in here, some marigold, zinnias, sunflowers. I'm not sure what that is. I just want to pull that. I don't like those. But look at how pretty these flowers are. Look at that zinnia. So yes, when everything is in bloom, it's going to be so beautiful. So beautiful back here. More Tabascos, and then that's stevia. It's definitely sweet. I'm out here sweating. But anyway, that is the garden and what's growing so far. Oh, we do have grapes that are growing. Let me show y'all that. Those are the grapes we have growing. I planted wildflowers out here for the pollinators. It's just really pretty. It's really pretty. We do still have, of course, our fig trees. They're massive this year. We did plant some new citrus. We still have our blueberries. And out here, which I have to be very careful whenever we're mowing out here, but I planted some melons out here, and they really don't look like they're doing too much. Come out here and hit them with some fertilizer or something too. See this? I mean, yes, I have to clean up around them, so don't come at me for that, but yeah, like they're just, I don't know. And then here, I was gifted this. This is a Mexican sunflower. So she said that it's easy to propagate, so that's what I'm gonna do. Said to help with like being a nitrogen fixer and such, so we're gonna do that. And then this is my persimmon tree that keeps trying. In this area, the only thing we have here is cassava. As you can see, it's coming up and doing quite nicely. And we'll pan it. That is a lime tree it's trying. Elderberries. That is roselle. I need to clean up around this tree. That's an apple tree with comfrey. More roselle. It's a little. More elderberry. And down on the line, it's all apple trees, but right here it's its own little ecosystem. Tomato plant that just showed up, don't know where it came from, and then 2 okra plants. There is a cucumber plant here, a couple more. They're not doing too hot, but that's okay. But along the outside right here, I've got lemongrass growing, and I'm trying to get it to go down the line, all the way down the fence line. All right, y'all, with that being said, that is our garden tour video for the month of May. I hope y'all have a fantastic week and happy gardening.